welcome to Cooking with Caleb. It's lovely to see you.
Yes, do you want to sing?
Yeah, well, I just moved the sound down.
Welcome.
There we go. How are you this morning, Caleb?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well.
You're looking quite short this morning.
I'm looking particularly short this morning, I'd say.
Should we
Should we swap round and then I'll look a bit less short? I think it must mean that the, shall I straighten the screen?
I feel uncomfortable standing on the right hand
screen is a bit
side.
wonky.
I prefer to stand here anyway.
No, here we go.
I like to be near the fire exit.
There we are.
Oh, that's wonky, yeah.
Is that wonkier?
Definitely, yes.
I'll move it back and lift it up. There we go. How's that?
I think it's a bit... I'll try and do it.
Oh, okay. Alright, Caleb's going to sort it out because he wants to be in charge of everything. But let me start again by just welcoming you to Cooking with Caleb. I'm sure that's still wonky, but never mind.
It's less wonky. Gives it...
Less wonky,
Look,
Cooking with Caleb.
The shelves are in.
Oh, the shelves are in order. Okay, well anyway, it's lovely to see you. How are you this half term? Are you well?
I didn't realise it was half term, but I'm
It's
very
half term. How's half term going for you then?
well. I thought my half term was next week, so I'm looking forward to next week.
Okay, Pete's looking forward to and Pete is here with Rudy. Okay, there's Rudy flying in. So Pete, you're going to come and read us the recipe?
Yes.
No, you're going to explain the difficulty you've had.
I've lost my Rudy's Recipe t-shirt, so I've gone old school vintage.
Yeah. So Cooking with Caleb is back. Rudy's Recipe t-shirt seems to have gone the way of many a sock in our house. I'm sure I'll be here for the next fortnight. So what are we making today, Pete?
Today, Debs, we're making easy, gluten-free savoury biscuits. For the easy, gluten-free savoury biscuits, you will need...
Yeah, you might... Okay, it's bang on 11, so now you can give us a recipe.
Yes.
Today's recipe.
Yeah, today's recipe.
Come on, stop messing around.
Today's recipe is easy, gluten-free savoury biscuits. For easy, gluten-free savoury biscuits, you will need the following.
Yeah.
For the basic biscuit,
Yeah.
you'll need 2 cups, which is 250 grams
Yeah.
of gluten-free all-purpose flour.
Yeah, so we've got plain white flour.
You will also need 4 teaspoons of baking powder,
Yeah, so we've measured that out already,
a quarter of a teaspoon of salt,
which we haven't measured out yet because we will do that in a minute.
and we need 1 cup, which is I think 250 millilitres of milk.
Yeah, so we've got some milk.
So 250 millilitres of milk, 1 egg,
Yeah,
2 tablespoons of melted butter.
which is on the hob at the moment.
Oh wow, is it
Yeah.
melting on the hob?
It's melting on the hob.
For your savoury additions, you'll need 1 cup, which will be
I think that we need some sugar somewhere.
1 tablespoon of sugar. Did I
Yeah,
not mention
you didn't
that?
mention the sugar, so here's the
You're
sugar.
not very good.
You're not very
at
good at
this.
this.
I
You've
was
just got
worried
to
about
read a
the
list.
butter's melting over there. I'm just a bit
I'm
worried.
a bit worried for your students if you're missing these things.
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
checklist.
Yeah, lost his t-shirt and
Yeah.
forgot the
Yeah.
sugar.
It's
Yeah,
no wonder
if you're a PhD student who's had supervision this week, I'd be pretty scared
No,
of
no,
myself.
it's really good this
Were
week.
you really good? Okay.
This is the Friday views.
It was my birthday on Wednesday.
Oh yes, do you think you can't read out because you're 56 now?
Yes, I'm too
I
old
think
to
old age has
read.
crept up with you.
I'm too
You need
old
to hurry up
do
because
my
the butter's
hair
beginning to
properly.
boil as
I know, I'm
well.
very worried about the butter. I just
Yeah, okay, we're going to turn the butter off.
That's not turning it off though, is it?
Yeah,
It's
okay.
taking it
Keep,
off, isn't
keep reading.
Just stop messing around.
for the savoury additions, you'll need 1 cup, which is about 125 grams or 100 grams of shredded cheddar cheese.
Grated. So grated cheese.
I'm just reading out what it says here. I'm
Yeah,
trying to get it
I know,
right.
you've got to make it English.
Yes, but shredded isn't right. You don't shred cheese.
Okay, it can be cheddar cheese or the cheese of your choice.
Yeah,
And you also need half a cup, which would be 50 grams or so, of sliced thin
yeah, spring
spring
onions.
onions.
Now, if you don't like spring onions, you could put anything else in, or you could just do cheese biscuits. You could do cooked bacon, but he needs to go somewhere else.
Okay, well I think I've
You're going to take him with you.
finished for the bit. Goodbye,
Yeah.
everybody.
Goodbye. Thank you for your help.
Let's go do some work, shall we? Really?
Okay, they're off to do some work, which who knows how that will go. You're going that way. And we'll see you at the end for the next recipe.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We've also put a baking sheet on our baking tray, and we've got a bowl and a spoon.
Yes, so shall we get started?
So should we get started?
I
Yeah.
don't, there's no time to mess around, is there?
There is no
So we
time
want
to mess around.
We want to preheat our oven
Yeah, so we're preheating the oven to what?
about 200 degrees.
200 degrees. So we've preheated the oven to 200 degrees. Caleb's going to wash his hands because obviously he's been touching the dog. And this is going to make like a batter. We've not made these before, but we're feeling pretty hopeful, aren't we?
Yes.
That all will go well. And these are being made for all our friends who need to have gluten-free food. Particularly Bill, who is at St Mary's Church in Wixall, who's been doing quite a lot of work on the bedtime storage for Holy Week, and he was also the playwright for our nativity play, Nativity Unlocked. So these are particularly for Bill, but we're also thinking of Nick the Vic, the retired priest in Enville.
Yes.
Because he also needs gluten-free food.
Yes,
and there are plenty more of you out there.
I'm sure there is. It's not a,
Yeah, it's not an
It's a large
exclusive
group,
club.
isn't it? Yeah.
Right, come on then. What do we need to
we
do?
need to make the basic biscuit first, so that's
Yeah.
without all the added extras. So we want to get your flour in.
Yep.
So you get your big bowl. We've gone for quite a large bowl because we're
Yeah,
a
and also see-through so you can see it today.
bit nervous.
Yeah,
4 teaspoons of the baking powder.
yeah, which we've already measured out. Yep,
Oh, yeah, quite easily. A quarter of a teaspoon of salt. So we need that teaspoon.
it's like a pinch of salt really, isn't it?
That would do, thank you. Yes.
Okay.
A tablespoon of sugar. So we
Yep.
measured this out already.
Yep, we've measured that out already.
So we just whack that in.
Yep.
So milk.
Do you want to stir that together first?
Doesn't say to, but
Well, you might as well. Do we need to beat the egg?
doesn't say to.
Okay.
Do you want to beat it anyway?
I might beat the egg, yeah. I always think it's better to beat an egg before you put it in and mix it
And
up.
I'm going to put the milk in.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go all in.
All in,
No need to mess around.
all out.
Okay, I'll give
Oh,
that.
that can't possibly be quite the right idea, can it?
I'm sorry?
I'm going to beat this with a teaspoon.
I'll just give that a quick stir. And then we're going to put the egg in. And then obviously, during this
When do
time...
we add the butter?
At the same time, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Obviously during this time, if you haven't started doing your butter, you could have started at the beginning, and your butter should hopefully be ready to go if you've given it a bit of your welly. So in goes that egg. Give that. Okay, so that's quite an orange. I think this isn't a yellow.
It's a very yellow egg.
Very
so these
vibrant.
are nice free-range eggs. We're very fortunate where we live because the one thing you can always get hold of are fresh eggs. So lots of the farms sell eggs, and there's an honesty box outside, and we like that very
Yes,
much.
I'm
don't
going to get
we?
the butter from over there.
Okay, and then the melted butter. Well, that's come together quite nicely. So I just,
So you want to be careful because that's going to be hot.
that's hot.
Yes, you
Yeah.
want to be careful.
I've made a mess of that. Yeah.
Oh, no, you don't.
I've made a bit of a mess of that, everybody. Sometimes you don't always help, do you, when you mean to? Don't know if anybody has
And then
that
you want to keep
experience.
stirring, obviously, because you want to get that butter
Yes, it doesn't
to
cook things.
congeal in. At the moment
exciting,
it's
isn't it?
standing really, you want it to coalesce, don't you?
Do
It's a
you?
new word.
Is that your new word?
I believe it means coming together, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
Or bringing together, I don't know if I use it necessarily in the right circumstance.
Okay.
But we'll find out, so I'm sure someone will let us know. That's been
So
quite
what
long.
have you been doing this week, Caleb? If you didn't know, it's half term.
Well, I've got lots of university work, I've got deadlines approaching in the next couple of weeks, so I've just been planning my essays, ready to get cracking next week, hopefully get them finished.
Okay. Anything else?
Right. We've been training the dog, haven't we?
A little bit of dog training.
Yeah, so that's gone well.
That's gone terribly well. And what else have you been doing?
I don't know, it was Dad's birthday.
You've been running, haven't
I've
you?
been running, yes, that's a bit dull, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dad's birthday wasn't it the other day?
Yeah.
That was quite fun. We
We did a bit of baking.
yeah, we had
didn't
lovely Italian as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And
Shall we give a shout out to the Italian
we
restaurant?
could do, I don't mind really.
Yeah, so we ordered food, if you live locally, from Wem, from, what was it called, Like Mama used to make, and it was absolutely delicious.
Yes.
The
Oh.
pizza was astonishing. Right, what do we do
So we
now?
want to add in our cheese and spring onions or whatever other added goodies you want.
Yeah.
I suppose we've also, we enjoyed what they called at Wolverhampton Company as well, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, what were they called? Yeah,
I
so
can't pronounce it very well.
no, so Caleb ordered a birthday present, so T-shirt and pictures from sort of company Wolverhampton that's setting up to
True
do,
I can't Reverier. How do you pronounce it?
I don't know, I don't know what they were called, but anyway, they're selling things,
That's not very helpful.
sort of Wolverhampton memorabilia, and supporting the Samaritans. So
Yes, but I realised that we're people here from Shropshire.
yeah, but that's all right.
Yeah.
So it's always good to support a good cause, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm sure there's a Shropshire equivalent.
Yes, but we've also been doing a bit of walking, haven't we?
Yes, of course, because we've had that to contend with us.
Yeah, so we'll give you an
Yes,
update on the
40
walking in a little while. So these are coming together quite nicely. I'd say. So it's quite a stiff batter, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
not.
how these are going to hold
flexible.
together. Okay.
So then we want to do. It says 6 large spoons, but we could do any. You could do any amount.
Yeah, so it looks a bit runny to me. They're meant to be able to hold together, aren't they?
That will hold together.
I don't think that will hold together, will it? It's a biscuit. We might end up making one large biscuit.
Wait, do we need a bit more flour in there or something? I think it'd be a mistake to put anything else into it.
Yeah, I think a little bit of flour. I'm going to go for a little bit more flour. So obviously, trying to do something live for the first time is never a good idea. But these are meant to hold together, like some form of, like a ball that holds together, which isn't what's happening at the moment. This will work now.
I know, but I think you might have overdone it.
I might have overdone it, but it's going to be better. It will be better. Okay, so should we do some shout outs while we're waiting? So, okay, is that the sign not to do any shout outs right now?
No, it's just me doing it.
Okay.
All I'm trying to see, trying to get more flour. And you carry on.
No, okay.
I'm not here. You carry on. I'm not here to stop you.
You're not going to stop me. Okay, so we've got a shout out to Bernadette Hedges, who I think also has another name, but we won't mention that here. June is watching. Hello, June. Good morning. Hope you're well. We also need to say hello to Frankie and Ralph because they will be watching later. Lynn is watching. Stanley is watching. And Di is watching. So good morning to you all. We're also expecting we're going to have 1 or 2 people from Wixall Primary School. So we're going to say good morning to you. And Priest Primary School. We've missed the children at Priest. So our house sort of almost backs onto the playground, doesn't it? And Rudy particularly misses playtime.
He does, yeah.
Because although he doesn't play with the children at playtime, when he hears them playing, he likes to go into the garden and he runs around because it's very exciting to hear children playing and screaming, isn't it?
Yes, because we don't really do much
We
playing.
we don't do much of that. So this week he's like, come on, where's playtime gone? Right, so we're going to dollop these in little balls. Do you want a different spoon?
I think so, yeah. I'm going to get...
Why don't you use this tablespoon that we did the sugar on? Okay, so we could make them a bit smaller and then I'll cook more easily.
Instead of do 6 though.
I know, but I think we've already adapted the recipe. So I'm going to use my fingers and we're going to make these a bit smaller.
I don't like all this ad hoc nonsense.
I know, but it's, cooking with creative flair is what this is. Okay. Our house very much smells of onion, doesn't it? The spring onions are really...
What are you playing at? Come on.
Were quite potent. Yeah, that's going to go
Oh no, you're taking up all the room.
I'm taking all the room. I think we're going to need another tray, aren't we, in a minute?
Let's make them a bit bigger.
I don't think we'll make them any bigger, because they're going to grow, aren't they?
I'll take something to ball now. So,
Okay.
I've just given up on spoon and stuff, but you're not really...
I'm not really helping.
Well,
so,
if any, well, you haven't really, I don't really know what your role is here today.
No.
I'll put that ball in the corner.
Okay, that's quite a big...
All you've done
big
so
one.
far is just get in the way.
I've got in the way a little bit. I have changed things a bit. Anyway, I think that's probably... let's just leave that
I'll
and
make
come
this
back to
last
that.
one.
I know, but what are you going to do with it?
Put it on the tray, obviously. What
Okay.
else am I going to do with it?
Okay, so I'm going to wash my hands
It's a
ready
bit
for our
sticky.
craft activity. It's a bit sticky. So how long are these going to go into the oven for, Kayla?
Oh, I can't remember. Some amount of
Some
time.
amount of time. Well, I think we're going to try 15 minutes, aren't we? And see what happens. Okay.
No, I'm going to wash my hands now. That
Yeah.
last one was really slippery.
That is quite slippery. So these are not the most beautiful looking things. They're meant to make 6, but we think they're going to be too big. So these are going in at this
Yeah,
size.
so we made 12 instead.
We've made 12.
Yeah, I know.
200 degrees for about 15 minutes, and we'll see what happens. I'll just put the timer on there. Everyone who's seen us make those are unlikely to want to sample them, I'm guessing. Hopefully Bill's not watching and we can take some round to him and he'll be delighted at our kindness. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know, really. I'm not very delighted about our kindness either.
You're not?
No.
I think it'll go well. Do you want to put this over here? But we've got quite a good story today, haven't we?
Storage.
Storage.
Oh, yes, sorry.
We've got storage.
We got some pretty
We've
good
got good storage as well, but we're really, yeah, the storage.
Well, I think the storage could be slightly better. I think if the guys want to watch the next time they do some vicarage building, you can think about extra storage.
Yeah.
Built-in wardrobes are handy, but a few little eaves cupboards and stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, sorry,
Right, anyway.
carry away.
So, this is our first cooking with Caleb during Lent. So it's partly because we're in Lent that we decided to do some savoury baking, and partly because of our friends with celiac that we thought we'd do gluten-free, so we combined the two.
Yes.
And our story today is thinking in Lent about helping other people, aren't we? So this year, we're not really giving up very much because of lockdown and because of having no willpower in lockdown.
So I really frankly can't be bothered.
No, that's
No,
not
sorry,
really
that's
true.
not the case, no.
So
I can't be bothered. You
Caleb can't be bothered. So what we're doing is we're doing something to help other people, which is why we're doing our fundraiser, which we'll talk about in a minute. So we thought we'd do a story from the Bible today about somebody who helped other people.
Yes. Surprise, surprise. It's Jesus that features.
Yeah, Jesus. It's Jesus' story.
Well,
in
yes,
fact.
he features, doesn't he?
He doesn't feature. He tells the
Well,
story.
he features. No, but I know. But we're telling the story of him telling the story, so he
Yes.
features, doesn't he?
Okay, go on then. Do you want to read the story?
No. So this story is entitled "The Kind Stranger," but you might know it as another name, which is why I mentioned the other company because they do stuff with named after it. So this is in Luke 10. If you're looking in a Bible, Jesus was teaching one day when a man in the crowd asked him a question. "Can you tell me, Jesus, what have I to do to live forever?" And Jesus smiled. "Love God," he answered, "and love your neighbour as much as you love yourself." "But who is my neighbour?" asked the man, hoping to trick Jesus. "Is he just the fellow who lives next door?" "Let me tell you a story," Jesus said, "and I think you will understand." Now it's story time properly.
Okay.
Are we ready? Once upon a time, there was a man like any one of us, who was travelling from Jerusalem to Jericho. So what would that be in?
Yeah, so it'd be quite. It's not a really long walk, but it's quite a long walk, and it goes through the desert, doesn't it? Jerusalem to Jericho. And when we went to the Holy Land, we
So
walked
I never made it
way.
to Jericho.
Oh, you didn't
I
make
don't
it.
think, no.
So on the last trip that Caleb didn't go
Well,
on.
maybe it sounded like I was doing something exciting. I wasn't.
Yeah, we walked down the Wadi Kelt, and it's very deserty. So it's a very desert road.
Yes,
isn't
so
it?
Jesus continues. He says, "Now, as you all know, that is a very dangerous road. It's twisty and it's steep, and there's no end of places for robbers and thieves to hide." So a little bit like the M6. Was that the description
No,
we're
not
going
at all
with?
like that.
Okay. Well, the robbers were waiting that day, and they grabbed the man, and they beat him, and they took his money, and they left him to die. "Oh dear," sighed the crowd. They felt very sorry for the man, but Jesus carried on with his story. In a little while, another man came walking down that road, a priest, on his way home from worshipping God at the temple. He saw the dying man, and what do you think he did? "He helped him," shouted someone in the crowd. "He saved him," shouted another. "But no," said Jesus firmly, "he did not. He took one look at that poor beaten man and crossed to the other side of the road and walked away." "Oh no," the crowd murmured. "Wait," Jesus continued. "Soon another man passed by. He served God at the temple too." That's a dog coming into the building.
Yeah.
"So what do you think this man did when he saw the wounded traveller?" "He ran for help," shouted someone. "He raised the alarm," shouted another. "No," said Jesus, "he did not. Just like the priest, he crossed the other side of the road and left that poor man to die." "Oh no," the crowd sighed. "Don't worry," said Jesus. "There was one more man who passed by that day, and he was a Samaritan." "A Samaritan," shouted someone. "They're different from us." "We hate Samaritans," shouted another. "And they hate us," shouted a third. "I know, we hate Samaritans, don't we?" And we don't anymore, obviously, because that would be impolite. "So I've heard," nodded Jesus. Well, sorry. "So we hate Samaritans," shouted one. Jesus said he'd heard that, but when this Samaritan saw the man, he did not walk away. No, he bandaged the wound, he loaded him on his donkey, and he took him to a nearby inn. And he paid for that man to stay there until he was well. Yes, I know, it's going well, isn't it, really? Jesus looked at the man and asked him the question. "So tell me," he said, "which of these men was the neighbour to the man who was beaten with rocks?" "The third one, the Samaritan," the man begrudgingly answered. "That's right," Jesus smiled, "because my neighbour is anyone who needs help. Now you go and help your neighbour."
Okay.
Yes, go and help your neighbour. Don't bark at your neighbour.
Yes,
No
so-
part in the story didn't say go and bark at your neighbours.
So our neighbour is anyone who needs help, and so we thought this Lent we need to think about helping anyone who needs help, don't we?
Yes, we do, yes.
So our craft activity. Oh, do you want to show the pictures?
Oh, I could do,
There's
yes.
quite nice pictures in the book, aren't there?
Yes. This is a Samaritan man, I believe.
No, isn't that some man going on his way?
That's the man going on his way.
Yeah, how's that still a Samaritan man?
Before he gets beaten up, he's like...
He's not the Samaritan who gets beaten up, is he?
Oh,
The
sorry.
Samaritan helps.
He's the beaten up man.
Yes. So he's the man going on his way.
Yes, I've
Yeah.
misunderstood the story.
Yeah.
And here is...
There's the Samaritan man.
There's a Samaritan man. I can't be. This is a man who's obviously had a slight incidents with the robbers. So this must be one of the priests or a rabbi walking past as well.
Oh, is it?
Well, they're in different clothes, aren't they? And this is the
Oh,
crowd
okay.
change.
Okay. Anyway, you're going to need to show this to the camera as well. So we've used 2 plates, and it's got a heart in it, as a little thing so that you can decide each day something good you're going to do for someone else. So you've got to try and guess, Caleb, what my drawings are and what they mean.
So this is on one day. So I think this is writing a letter.
Yes.
But you could also, the letters, they're old school, aren't they? You could do an email or...
You can write a letter if you're a little person. You'll
could
draw a
write letters
picture.
still.
What's that? Giving what?
Give a hug.
Yeah, you can give a hug to somebody.
Obviously, they've got to be in your bubble.
Yep.
Come on, we don't want to ignore. You could give someone a phone call.
Yep.
Or you could bank transfer them. I don't know what I want.
No, you're giving someone a phone call.
You could give someone a smile.
Yeah. Smiling at someone.
Yes, or give them a really good haircut.
No, smiling at someone.
I know, smiling at someone. Make someone a cup of tea. I
Yeah.
think that's what it is.
Yeah. Or a drink
cup
of any
coffee,
sort.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or any type of beverage. Buy someone some flowers, or possibly do some gardening for them. I don't know.
Yeah. Or make something.
Or make something. Yes. You
Yeah.
obviously you don't really make flowers, do you?
You can.
Well, you grow them, don't you?
You can grow them, but you could make paper flowers.
could make
or
paper
do a
flowers.
drawing of flowers
Yes.
for someone.
If your person is if they're
Yeah. So there you go.
And
So
then
this
that's
is our wheel of being kind to people.
Yes, the
Now
wheel.
we can't really be that kind to strangers in a way at the moment because of lockdown. But you could write a letter to a neighbour, or you could drop off something that you've made to them. You can't really make them a cup of tea.
Yes, but you could bake something, couldn't you?
You could bake something like gluten-free.
Yes.
Savoury
or what
biscuits.
we're going to be making next week.
Or what we're going to
Well,
make next
we
week.
will hear
So
about
now we're going to make our wheel of kindness. So we're slightly hampered by the fact I've only got a shiny red paper plate, so they're not very good for drawing on. So I have stuck a piece of paper on the inside and divided it into 6 parts. So you need to draw, Caleb, a picture.
I wanted to get cutting, but I can draw.
You can get cutting in a minute. So you want to draw 6 different things. Now, there's going to be a list which is going to be suggested each week at preschool and Wixel School of different things people can do each week in Lent to help out. Wait a minute. So I don't know if you can draw any of these. So week 1, do you want to see what the suggestions might be?
Offer to do something in your home or classroom that someone else normally does.
Yeah.
Wear a smile.
Yeah.
Thank God for a special meal. Help a grown-up unpack the shopping. Tidy your bedroom. Share a joke with someone in your family or friends. Or do some recycling to save the planet. I think we'll do some recycling.
Okay. So
Because I know how to draw
that?
recycling.
Oh, you're going to do a recycling sign.
Yes.
Okay. So.
What do they look like? They're like triangles, aren't they? So
Yeah,
they're
Caleb's going to draw a recycling sign. So Caleb's slightly hampered by
not being very good at this.
not being very good at drawing. But
That's a little bit dangerous, well, sure.
yeah, okay, that's all right. Well, then we'll guess what that is. Okay, so Caleb's written down recycle. So you're going to show us that quickly?
Yes, I want to draw a little recycling box as well. We've got little buckets here, haven't we?
I think that's all it's going to show in the. That's all it'll show in the. Oh, okay, that's clever. Okay,
It's not very well done.
so
I
recycle.
hope you can see it from there.
Okay, so the next week we've got feed birds in your garden, have a TV free day, tidy away something, recycle something, don't waste water, write a prayer thanking God for creation, read or tell a story to someone. So I was thinking we could maybe pray for people. Can you do praying hands?
Yeah, I can give it a go.
Yeah. So we're going to draw some praying hands.
What colour's going to come out? Well, blue.
Okay, we're going to have blue hands to pray with. Now you might have your own ideas, which you could type on the screen. Although I don't think we've got terribly many little people watch. Oh no, Bill is watching. We can't give the the biscuits to him. Wow. Buzz Lightyear, when questioned whether he was flying, said he's falling with style. That does sum up today's baking, Bill. Honesty is always a good thing. Oh, nice picture of somebody praying. Okay, so we've got someone praying. Now the next one,
They've got huge hands.
they've got huge hands, but that doesn't matter. Should we do giving a hug for 1 week, or reading a book to someone?
Reading
a
a
story.
book. I think reading a book.
Reading a story.
Yeah,
So you
I
could
think I
just,
can
you
draw.
could just do
I
a
could
book,
draw.
couldn't you, rather than a person?
Well, I'm just trying to give people a bit of, we don't want the wandering hands, do we?
No, so we're going to do a book. So reading a story to someone is such a really nice thing, isn't it? Okay, so we've got a book.
Quite
What
good,
else
actually,
have you got? Quite good.
Week 4 or something.
Thank you, letter.
Save electricity. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
save
you.
electricity. How are you going to draw that?
To draw, you'll see.
Okay.
I'm going to go for...
Okay, we need to hurry up a little bit.
Alright, sorry.
We've still got a song to go, haven't we?
I know.
And an update on our fundraising. So what's this? What's that?
Hold on, wait for
Oh,
it.
okay.
Wait for it. You've got to be patient, really.
I have got to be patient,
I'm
the artist
so
at work.
impatient with me.
Okay, so while Kelly's still drawing, now I'm going to make this a bit different. And maybe not. I'm going to try and cut out. So you will need a grown-up to help you with this. I'm going to cut out a little triangular segment of this plate.
Okay, so we've also got to, we could forgive somebody.
Yeah. How are you going to do that?
How am I going to forgive someone? I'm going to
No,
say...
how are you going to draw it? It's quite a difficult thing to draw, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we should draw something else a bit easier.
Yeah, some people watching are really good at drawing, so they're going to have no trouble with this.
Planting a seed, shall we do?
Yes.
So we want to give back,
Yeah.
don't we? We're going to be planting some seeds, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because we've got some trees coming down, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got to plant more trees for the
Okay.
trees that are coming down. So do you want to do a tiny tree or something in a pot? Okay. Thank you. So that's a tiny tree. Okay, that's like a big tree now. Okay, so a tiny tree in a pot. And the
Well,
final one, are we going to do a hug or a smile?
We want to hope... Well, I'm going to do... that one. That's not really going back, is it, I suppose?
Okay, what are you going to do?
I don't know, I'll do a hug or a smile.
Yeah.
I'll do a smile. Can't
Okay,
really
quick,
draw
quick.
a hug till I think.
No. Okay?
Well, you've got to,
Yeah.
you've got a pen all over me. Okay, with piercing blue eyes.
Okay, piercing blue eyes. A little bit of a nose, a button nose, piercing blue eyes, ruby red lips.
Yes, some astounding lipstick.
Yeah, astounding lipstick, which obviously we're all a big fan of in our house. Excellent. Any hair?
Yeah, long flowing
Long flowing
pink
hair.
locks, I think, yeah.
Pink hair.
Well, it might as well, you only,
Yep. So,
I think I might have inverted, made it a clown, really, but...
it does look a little bit like a clown, but that's okay. So we've got a paper
It's a
pin.
bit like your hair, actually.
It does look a bit like my hair.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
So we've already put a hole in the centre. So we've got a paper pin that we can... Oh, do you want to turn that off?
I'll have a quick look at this first.
Okay, so Kelly's going to turn off the oven. Oh yeah, they look baked.
They do.
Okay, and do you want to show everyone the
Oh, we could do, yes.
how we're going to love people during Lent with our Lent loving wheel?
So we're going to save some electricity, we're going to save the planet bit by bit, aren't we? Which is
Yep.
important. I don't know if people have
Yep.
seen some of the things that are happening worldwide, but some of that's to do with the planet. We're going to read, I didn't choose a very good colour there, apologies. That's reading a book to somebody else, not just on your own. Bit of prayer time, so you pray for other people, not just yourself. Recycling, again, we're all about saving the planet. Give somebody a smile, or tell a joke, or such and such things to make the mood brighter. Plant a tree, do a bit of gardening.
Or just a seed.
Or just a seed. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a tree, it could be
Something small.
watercress or something, couldn't it? and then we're back to the beginning again. So, each week we can choose
Each day.
each day. There's only 5 days.
That doesn't matter.
Or 6 days, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so each day we can choose one of those.
So, I have to say, these have come out surprisingly well. I don't know what you think, Caleb.
Yes, oh, we have actually, yeah. We won't have one now, we'll do the song first.
We'll do the song first, and then we'll bite into this one that's slightly attached. They would be massive if you just made 6, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They're a bit hot.
There'll be a whole lunch really.
Our oven doesn't cook terribly evenly, as you can tell, so we've got some that are a bit overbaked and some that are a bit underbaked.
So we're going to sing now, and then I think Rudy's recipe is going to return, and then we're going to discuss the fundraising. So today, obviously, we're learning about the Good Samaritan, and we're going to sing a song that I think we might have sung a similar version of before to our avid watchers and viewers.
Yes, this isn't one we wrote, is it?
Bands.
This is one that we found. Other people are up to the same nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah, some people I think get paid for this, don't they?
They do.
Which I don't know if anyone from the Darters is watching, but
Yeah, some people get paid
Yeah.
for this, we don't.
or we could do.
Well,
I
I do. I don't get paid.
I don't get paid anything. I
No.
might have to send my bill.
Anyway, so this is to the song, the tune of Farmers in the Day.
Yeah,
I know, come on, people have got all day to
people
watch
got things
this.
to do. I'm sorry.
If people have got things to do, yeah.
Am I starting?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know this nursery rhyme so well. With my point, I think it's out. It's gone out of fashion, but I think we could bring it back in. So.
Okay.
On the Jericho road, there were some real bad men. Saw a guy as he went by, and they said, "Let's
rob him." Then they
Yeah,
beat him up
and
knocked
then
him
to the ground.
and when he was just halfway up, they knocked him down again. Oh, okay, I'm not reading the words properly. We're going to do that again because I'm not actually reading the words. There are some actions a bit in a while as well. Have you seen that?
Yes,
Okay.
I've seen the actions, but I would like us to get the words right.
Okay,
This is a professional production.
okay.
On the Jericho road, there were some real bad men. Saw a guy as he went by, and they said, "Let's rob him." And then they beat him up and knocked him to the ground. And when he was just halfway up, they knocked him right back down.
On
the Jericho road, there was a priestly man. Saw the guy as he went by, was he a neighbour then? He didn't pick him up and carry him to town. He giant stepped and giant stepped and giant stepped around.
Right, we need to giant
Well,
steps.
I forgot. I'm too busy trying to
Too
make sure you
busy,
get the
okay.
words right.
Ready, we'll do that again. Do the
People
giant
can't
steps.
see the giant steps because you've got
Well, we can do
tiny
giant
legs.
steps. I have got tiny legs, but I'm going to try some giant steps. Okay.
On the
Jericho
Jericho
road,
road,
there
was a priestly man. He saw a guy as he went by, was he a neighbour then? He didn't pick him up and carry him round. He giant stepped and giant stepped and giant stepped around. On the Jericho road, there was a Levite man. Saw the guy as he went by, was he a neighbour then? No, he didn't pick him up and carry him to town. He tippy-toed and tippy-toed and tippy-toed around. On the Jericho road, a good Samaritan man. Saw the guy as he went by, was he a neighbour then? He stopped to pick him up and carried him to town, and paid the kindly innkeeper to keep him safe and sound.
Very good, that's all gone very well, I'd say. Now, an update. Here's Rudy, an update on our fundraising. So we are raising money for the Children's Society. And they've got a special year this year because how old are they?
How old are they, Rudy?
He doesn't know.
140
Yeah, they're
years old.
140 years old, so celebrating 140 years. So we thought we would try to raise £1,400 for them. There is a project which they are setting up locally at Sir John Talbot School in Whitchurch, and so we're very keen to raise money to help them support young people and children, particularly those who are struggling with mental health problems during this difficult time of lockdown. So we are going to walk, well, we said 140 miles, but we decided to fix ourselves with a little locational target. So the head office, I'm going to hand this to Pete and he's going to put this to the screen. The head office of the Children's Society in London is about 156 or 160 odd miles from Priest. So we're going to virtually walk to the head office of the Children's Society in London. And we are inviting you to virtually walk with us. So there's our family team. There's also a team of Cooking with Caleb fans from Kinver, and they're walking. And if you would like to walk a mile or two for us, that would be amazing. So far this week, our family have done about 10 miles.
I think it's walking with us, isn't it, really? We're walking with people, not
Well,
people aren't walking for
I think they're sort of walking for us, really, because we can't do it together. Anyway, so we've done about 10 miles so far. The Kinver crew, I think, have done a similar amount, and I know one or two of you have put in the odd miles. So do let us know. And in 2 weeks' time, when we're back with Cooking with Caleb, we will have a little chart which shows who's walked which miles. Please also share the Just Giving page. Encourage your friends and family to donate. We're doing quite well. When I checked last night, I think we've got £240, is it? £240 of our £1,400 total. So we only started on Wednesday, so that's really good. So thank you very much to everybody. Thank you to everyone who has donated. Pete, do you want to pop round and tell us what our recipe is next time? So 2 weeks' time, which whatever the date is then, I can't think when that is. That's sometime in March.
The 7th of March.
The 7th of March. No, so that's the 5th of March.
I don't know what day it's today.
Friday the 5th of March, we will be back, and we're going to do more savoury baking because it's Lent. We won't keep the savoury baking, but we'll do more savoury baking then. And what are we going to be baking, Pete?
What we're going to be baking, Debs, are things called beef popovers. And they look a bit like mini Yorkshire puddings with a bit of beef in. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, so it's like a Yorkshire pudding with beef, so it's a small snack.
So shall I read out?
Yes, read out the ingredients. This is what you will need.
Okay. This is what. Okay, so there's like a batter that you'll need, which I'm sure many of you will already know how to make batter, but our batter recipe will be 50 grams or 2 ounces of plain flour, a bit of salt and pepper, 1 egg, a quarter pint of milk.
125 millilitres.
Or 125 millilitres if you're metric.
Well, it has turned metric, isn't it? In the past
No,
65 years. How old are you again?
For the filling, you'll need 100 grams or 4 ounces of minced beef. Oh, and quite excitingly, you'll need 1 tablespoon of tomato ketchup, a bit of salt and pepper, and 3 more tablespoons of plain flour.
Thank you. Right, do you want to sample one of the cheese and onion biscuits? They look more like cakes.
They look very nice.
So do you want to sample one of those and tell us what you think? It's quite oniony, and then no, I'm alright.
It smells a bit oniony.
Yeah. Quite crunchy. You've got to speak and tell us what you think.
It's crunchy and chewy at the same time.
It's quite cheesy, actually.
Quite cheesy.
Quite oniony.
Will we make them again?
No.
Don't be silly. I think we would make them again. Sadly, because Bill is watching, we can't actually give him these because he probably wouldn't want to eat them having seen them. But if you do want them, Bill, let us know and we will drop them round.
You might just want to try 1 or 2, Bill, if I'm honest.
But I think that'd be quite nice with a bit of butter on. Anyway, we will see you.
I think they would make quite good paperweights, actually. As well.
No, don't be silly. We will see you in 2 weeks' time. We're
play
very
fetch
grateful
with the
to
dog.
you for joining us. And take care and have a good couple of weeks. And do let us know if you want to do any walking with us, and do donate if you would like to donate to the fundraiser for the Children's Society. So take care. See you soon. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. You're going to wave, Ruby.